In macroeconomics, we study what is going on with the overall economy. To review the overall economy, examine the business cycle. The business cycle is the short-run alternation between economic downturns and economic upturns. In a Cartesian plane, we would draw a business cycle as the alternate up and down as measured by economic indicators. We would measure increases in employment and production. When employment and production increase, we say the economy is expanding. When employment and production decrease, we say the economy is in recession. When the recession is very deep and prolonged, we call this decrease in employment and production a depression. We don't have numbers necessarily for depression, but we define depression as a very deep and prolonged downturn. Recessions are periods of economic downturns when output and employment are falling. Expansions can also be called recoveries, and there are periods of economic upturns when output and employment are rising. The point at which the economy turns from expansion to a recession is the business cycle peak, and the point at which the economy turns from recession to expansion is the business cycle trough. If we look at economic data from the 1990s through today, we can see periods of time in which private sector employment is falling. In 91, we reach a minimum and then enter a long period of private sector employment growth until a peak is reached. There is a recession where private sector employment is falling. The determination of a business cycle in the U.S. is not a simple definition of 2 consecutive quarters of falling GDP, but rather we look at employment and industrial production as well. So in viewing industrial production, after 2007, we see a significant decrease in 2007, and then in 2009, industrial production rises again. We would determine the most recent recession began for December 2007, and the trough, or the bottom point, of the most recent recession occurred in July of 2009. Examining both employment and industrial production indicate that employment and industrial production have risen since July of 2009. Often it does not feel as if the economy is in expansion, and this has been the case since 2009 because unemployment is a lagging indicator, and as a lagging indicator, unemployment takes longer to recover than industrial production and employment. These are not the same indicators.